Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger.
Boss, you're in trouble. Real trouble.
What are you talking about?
The railway. They've changed their plans. They're not going to want all that land you've been buying up.
Where'd you hear that?
In Santa Fe. I had a few drinks to one of the railroad surveying crews. They let it slip. Some of the big bosses are afraid that the Rio Grande might flood and wash out the roadbed.
Ah, maybe they're just talking.
I saw the map with the new right-of-way marked out. Now they're not going anywhere near the river.
Oh, my plan's knocked into a cocked hat.
Well, maybe you could turn all that land you've been buying up into a ranch or a farm, maybe.
I came west to make money, not to become a rancher or a farmer. That map you saw, you remember the new right-of-way the railroad's to follow?
Yeah, they planned to cross the Bartholomew ranch.
Tom Tabor's place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You think Tabor knows anything about this yet?
Well, I don't see how he could. I left Santa Fe as soon as I heard, and I didn't waste any time getting here.
Well, maybe then there's still a chance. You wait here.
Where are you going?
To see Tabor.
And curtains sure do dress up a room, don't they? I sent clear to St. Louis for 'em. Catalog said they was the latest Eastern fashion.
Well, they look very nice, Mr. Tabor, but as I was saying
I'm sure
before,
glad that you like 'em. You know, I did this whole room over. Did you notice it? Gosh, new paint and everything. Nothing's too good for my sister Agatha.
Well, I'm sure she'll be very pleased, but...
Well, I hope she is. Look at her. This is going to be her first trip out west. I'm just dying to see her. You know that it's been 10? No, sir, by golly, it's been over 12 years since I saw her last. Look at the dust on this desk, man. She wouldn't like that at all.
About that offer for your ranch, Mr. Tabor,
There's just no use. I wouldn't be interested in selling the Bartholomew.
I think you're making a serious mistake.
Well, perhaps I am, but after all, I built this place up from practically nothing. Gee, this has been my home for over 20 years. Oh, may sound silly to you, but this place has just kind of become a part of me. No, sir, Mr. Stacy, I just couldn't think of selling the Bartholomew at any price. Golly, 2 o'clock. In 3 more hours, Agatha will be arriving in town.
Oh, she's coming in on the evening stage?
Yes, sir, and I'm going to be there waiting for her.
I wish you'd reconsider.
Just no use. I wouldn't want to sell the Bartholomew.
Well, can't blame me for trying.
Not at all, and thank you for the offer. And you come out again, will you?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, sir, thank you. Probably see you in town tonight.
Wonder they call this rolling country. Driver, do you have to go this fast?
I'm not going this fast because I want to. My brake won't work.
And even keep their equipment in good order.
Whoa!
This campsite you mentioned, is it near here?
It's not far now, Kemo Sabe. It's right by stream. Plenty of grass for Silver and Scout. It's a fine place to make camp.
Tonto, listen.
Me here, Kemo Sabe. Sound like horses running.
Down there on the road.
Stagecoach. Horses run plenty fast.
Yes, much too fast for safety. Must be a runaway. Come on.
Much obliged for stopping the horses. But don't either one of you start reaching for a gun.
We're not outlaws.
Then why are you wearing that mask?
I have my personal reasons. Don't you think we should see about your passenger?
Well, I guess so. But I'm warning you. Don't try nothing.
We'll remember.
Is she all right?
I believe she's just fainted. Tonto, bring one of the canteens.
Well, if you two are hold-up men, you're sure the strangest ones I ever run into.
Here, canteen, Kemo Sabe.
Thanks, Tonto.
I'm quite all right now, young man.
Oh?
Driver, put that silly gun away before someone gets hurt.
But, ma'am, they're liable to try to...
If they were going to hold us up, they'd have done it long before this. Now, put that gun away.
Yes, ma'am. I'll see if I can fix the brake.
Me help you.
Thanks, Injun.
My name is Agatha Tabor. What's yours?
My name is unimportant at the moment.
Well, that stands to reason. If you wanted people to know who you are, you wouldn't be wearing a mask. Something amuses you, young man?
Well, Miss Tabor, you did make a remarkably fast recovery.
Of course I did. You're obviously not an outlaw. Wasn't any reason for me to stay fainted. I'm not a fainting type woman, young man. But there are certain situations when a good faint can save a woman a heap of trouble.
You're a very resourceful woman, ma'am.
And a smart one, too, young man.
Brake's fixed now, Kemo Sabe.
It should be safe to go on now, Miss Tabor.
If either of you are near my brother's ranch, the Bar T, please stop.
Thank you. Goodbye, ma'am. All right, driver. Let her roll.
Lady come too plenty fast, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto. She certainly did. Let's get mounted.
How'd you make out?
I didn't. Tabor won't even think of selling.
Well, what are you going to do, boss?
Matt, I'm going to fix it so I become the new owner of the Bar T Ranch.
But you just said...
I know what I said. Only Tabor isn't going to know anything about the sale.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to forge a deed to the Bar T Ranch to me. I'll explain the details later. Right now, we got to move fast. Tabor's coming in town to meet his sister, and that's one thing I don't want to have happen. Miss Tabor?
Yes.
I'm Henry Stacy. I handle some of your brother's legal matters. He told me you were coming today.
How do you do? Have you seen my brother? He was to meet me.
No, I haven't, but I'm sure he'll be along shortly. You must be tired from your trip. My office is just across the street. You could wait for your brother there to be more comfortable.
Thank you, Mr. Stacy.
Oh, is this your luggage?
Yes.
Oh, we can watch for Tom from my office window. You certainly had a full day of it, Miss Tabor. The runaway stagecoach and the meeting with that masked man and Indian. Wonder who they are. Outlaws, most probably.
No, I don't think so. They didn't try to hold us up, and they could have very easily. Wonder what's keeping Tom. Being late like this isn't like him.
Oh, would you excuse me a moment, Miss Tabor?
Of course.
How did it go? I put 2 bullets in them.
Good. Wait until dark. And put this signed copy of the deed to the Bar T in Tabor's desk at his ranch. I'll keep the original to present at the proper time. I've dated them as of 3 days ago when Tabor was in town.
Well, what about Tabor's signatures?
They're as perfect as if Tabor himself signed them. I've also included a sales agreement for Tabor's cattle at a price that will be quite profitable for us.
Say that's all right?
Be seen around town till it's dark and then get out to the Bar T. I'll keep Tabor's sister in town.
Why do you want these papers found at the Tabor place?
The signed copies of these papers are found on Tabor's own desk at his ranch. Who'll think to question them?
Yeah. Say, you sure have everything figured out.
No one was ever caught because he was too careful. Stop by my office after you planted the papers.
Right.
Glad to have been able to help you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I do hope my being here hasn't kept you from your work, Mr. Stacy.
Oh, No, no, of course not. Miss Tabor, my housekeeper is a wonderful cook, and I'd be very pleased if you'd have dinner with me. I'll tell the express agent where we're going, and when Tom arrives, he can join us.
I feel I'm imposing.
Oh, not at all. It's my pleasure.
Well, thank you. I accept.
Fine.
This place me told you about, Kemo Sabe. Plenty grass for silver and scalp.
You're right, Tonto. This is a fine place for us to make camp.
You want me go to town for supplies?
No, tomorrow will be time enough for that.
Over here, Kemo Sabe.
He's been shot. He's badly hurt.
Me get bandage from saddlebag. Him hurt plenty bad, Kemo Sabe.
Yes, Tonto. He needs medical attention.
Me know doctor who own ranch near here. Me go get him.
No, to save time, we'll use the buggy and take him to the doctor. Just a minute. I'm coming. Yes?
Man shot. Him need your help.
Bring him in. Put him over there on the couch. How did... You're masked. Is this some kind of a trick? Despite the mask, I'm not an outlaw, Doctor. Tom! Do you know this man? Yes. He owns a ranch near here. My instrument bag over there. Would you bring it, please? He'll be more comfortable in here.
Will him be all right?
Can't tell for sure yet. But if it hadn't been for you and your friend, Tom would be sure enough dead right now. Do you know whether Tom had any enemies? Anyone who would have reason to do this? I've known him for a good many years. And I'd say he didn't have an enemy in the world. Well, robbery certainly wasn't the motive. He has over $80 in his wallet. Of all days for this to happen. Was this some kind of a special day? For Tom it is. He's been planning and preparing for it for weeks. His sister was to arrive from the east today. Is Tom's last name Tabor? Why, yes. How did you know? We met his sister earlier today.
And that lady and Coach Kemo Sabe?
Yes, Tonto. Do you know where we could find Miss Tabor? Well, she might have gone directly to Tom's ranch, or she may have stayed in town and waited for him there. Tonto, will I ride to the Tabor ranch and see if Miss Tabor is there? I'd like you to go into town and get the sheriff. If Miss Tabor is in town, tell her what's happened.
Let me do that.
Good. Now, Doctor, if you'll tell me how to find the Tabor ranch.
Your housekeeper is a very fine cook, Mr. Stacy. Thank you very much for dinner.
It's my pleasure. You know, we could have waited at my house for you, brother.
No, he said he'd meet me in town.
Well, just as you say.
Can't understand it at all. It isn't like my brother. He's usually so prompt.
Oh, I see one of my employees. Would you excuse me, please?
Of course.
Boss, Tabor's sister's in my office.
The papers are in Tabor's desk.
Good. I'm glad you've had time to stop by. I want you to meet Miss Tabor, Tom's sister. Miss Tabor, this is Mr. Corson. Mr. Corson's going to be my new foreman and run the Bartee for me.
Run the Bartee for you? I don't believe I quite understand, Mr. Stacy.
Well, I bought your brother's ranch and cattle, oh, let's see, 3 days ago. I have the signed papers right here.
I never thought Tom would sell the Bartee.
Well, I made an offer and your brother accepted. Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. Your brother might have wanted to surprise you with the news himself.
Can't imagine why he wanted to sell. He always spoke of the ranch as though it were part of him. I must ask him about it when I see him. Perhaps that's Tom now.
Yes, perhaps it is. Oh, hello, Sheriff.
Mr. Stacy, is Miss Tabor here?
Yes, she is. Is something wrong?
I'm afraid so. Miss Tabor?
Yes.
If what this Indian has told me is true, your brother has been hurt.
What's happened to Tom?
He was shot.
He's not...
Him not dead, but him hurt plenty bad.
Where's Tom now?
The Indian here says he's at Duck Gut Walls.
I must go to him.
I'll take you. My buggy's right out in front.
Thank you, Mr. Stacy.
I'll be right there. I just want to put out the lamp. You bungling fool. I've already told Tom's sister I've already bought the Bartee. If Tabor's alive to deny it, we're in real trouble.
What are we going to do, boss?
You've got to get out to Doc Gottwell's and make sure that Tabor's dead by the time we get there.
I won't miss this time.
You can't use your gun. You've got to make it look like an accident.
An accident?
Don't you think enough people will be wondering about it after one shooting?
Yeah, but how am I going to make it look like an accident?
A lamp could overturn.
What?
A lamp could overturn.
Yeah.
Go on, get out, quick.
Did you find Tom's sister?
No, she wasn't at the ranch. How's Tom?
No change. She's still unconscious.
What do you make of this, Doctor?
A signed copy of a deed to the Bartee. And one of the sales agreements for Tom's cattle. Both made out to Henry Stacy. I never thought Tom would sell out and leave his ranch. Say, where did you get these papers?
In Tom's desk at his ranch. Doctor, there's something strange about these documents.
Huh?
Do you have any thin tracing paper?
Yes. Yes, I think so. In my desk. Well, I'll be darned.
Strange, isn't it, that two signatures should be exactly alike? Doctor, do you smell kerosene?
Why, yes.
On your feet. Hurry it up. What about the fire?
It's out. I smothered it with a blanket.
We'll take our visitor back to the house and see what he has to say. Now get moving.
What's going on here? Put away your gun, Sheriff. The masked man is a friend. He just prevented a murder.
My brother. Mr. Corson.
This man tried to kill your brother, ma'am.
What?
But thanks to the masked man, Tom's all right. He just regained consciousness if you'd care to see him.
Thank heaven he's all right. And as soon as possible, I want to know why he sold the Bartee ranch to Mr. Stacy.
Tom sell his ranch? I don't believe it.
Mr. Stacy has the original papers in his pocket. He showed them to me.
Mr. Stacy, I'd like to see those documents.
Don't anyone move.
So you did forge those papers?
Yes, for all the good it'll do you. Now drop your guns, all of you, unless you want something to happen to Miss Tabor.
What is the meaning of this?
Quiet! Drop your guns, I said. Sure, I'm glad to see you, boss. You certainly made a mess of everything. You, Indian, Untie him.
Better do as he says, Tonto.
Will someone tell me what this is all about?
I think I can, Sheriff. These two men wanted possession of the Bartholomew ranch and were ready to commit murder to get it.
Maybe we lost the ranch, masked man, but you're not going to put us in jail. Matt and I are getting out of here, and we're taking Miss Tabor with us as a hostage. And if you ever expect to see her alive again, don't try to stop us.
You won't get away with it, Mr. Stacy.
It looks as though he will, Miss Tabor. You'd better do as he says.
Now, you're being smart.
Well, it's only common sense, Stacy. In a situation like this, I'm sure Miss Tabor knows the right thing to do. You see, when she first met me, she thought I was a bandit. She knew the right thing to do then, and I'm sure she knows the right thing to do now.
Drop it, Stacy. No. Are you all right, Miss Tabor?
Yes.
Then you didn't really faint?
Of course not. I'm not a fainting woman. But I'm certainly getting a lot of practice pretending.
So with me out of the way and this forged deed, that Stacy would be the owner of the Bartholomew ranch.
That's right, Mr. Tabor. Here's the original we found in Stacy's pocket.
But how'd you know this was a forged deed? The signature looks the same as mine.
The signature is yours, sir. The trouble is, it's exactly the same way as on the cattle sales agreement. No one signs their name exactly the same way every time.
In other words, Tom, the signatures are too perfect.
Stacy probably had some legal paper you'd signed in the past. Whenever your signature was required, he simply traced your name.
Well, I'll be darned.
Well, Tonto and I must be on our way. Adios, friends.
Sure to thank you, boys.
You know, when a person meets a man like that, you just have to believe in the future of the West.
You're not the first one that said that, Aggie. You know, he's the Lone Ranger.